It was Robert Saleh's first time talking as the Niners defensive coordinator, his second stint. They didn't do it in the auditorium, which I thought was weird, because last year when Nick Sorensen had his first press conference, it was definitely in the auditorium. And then when Steve Wilkes had his press conference for the first time, it was definitely in the auditorium. It's kind of a nice thing to do, kind of roll out the red carpet for a new guy. But, they didn't do it for Saleh. He's been here before. He was in the media room, kind of informal, same room as Clay Kubiak, Brant Boyer. They posted eventually online. I posted it. We had to take down there's rules. So I'll summarize. Saleh, well, I asked him, I think the thing that was most interesting, I asked him, has your defense evolved since you were here last? He was like, absolutely, of course, big time, because you're always trying to stay 2 years ahead of offenses. And then, like you said, a bunch of, what boilerplate stuff after that, but that's a very bold thing to say, that not just 2 steps ahead, 2 years ahead of offenses. What do you think he means by that?
I think he means that the game it's just like really any sport. It's always evolving. So the only way that you can succeed with the evolution is trying to be ahead of it and trying to see what's going to come.
Where it's going.
Yeah, exactly. See where it's going, figure it out, and you can get a rough guess. I like the quote from Saleh, I will say. Is it true? That's the question I have, because I don't know if it's true or not yet.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I know what he's talking about, though. To me, this is where defenses are going. So defenses went to 2 high safeties to take away the explosive pass. It worked. Offenses became a check down, parade. So what are offenses doing? They're trying to be more like Philly. All right, well, we're going to really, really run the ball. We're going to get Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. We're going to get Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And we're going to punish you for playing 2 high safeties. So what defenses are doing, they're not compromising on the 2 high safety thing. It's all about being able to stop the run with 2 high safeties. That is what modern defense is about. And then when it's time to rush the quarterback, to me, it's all about the coordinator scheming up the pressure. That's when you hear things about like simulated pressure or whatever the buzzword is that year. It's really on Robert Saleh or Mike McDonald up in Seattle to figure out a creative 4 or 5 man pass rush when you need it. I think that's modern defense at this point.
I think you're pretty spot on, honestly. I the thing that I'm now thinking about as this is coming up more, do you think this involves, when I'm thinking of safeties that the Niners have, the big one that I think is a run stopper is Malik, of course. Like, it's Malik. Do you think he's going to give Malik a bigger role in this defense? Because I think if he does that, that could be a pretty good thing for that. He's really fast downhill, man, and he hits hard. I think he could be.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think we're going to see safeties play near the line of scrimmage that much anymore. I feel like that's kind of outdated because I feel like that's what modern NFL offenses want. 8 in the box, beautiful. Play action, take a shot. And if you play two high safeties, like it really takes the Shanahan coaching tree out of their offense. You can't really call the play action pass over the middle. You just got to run the ball. And they can, but I think it's much more effective to run the ball the way Philly and Baltimore and Arizona do it, where the quarterback's really the biggest rushing threat. Like you're almost happy when Kyler and Lamar and Jalen Hurts hand the ball off. Maybe not Jalen Hurts, but the other two.
Definitely the other two.
And it's like you have a 2-back offense. It's not just like, well, my quarterback hands the ball off most of the time, but like 25 times a game he'll throw, but like really it's 10 on 11. Those teams are 11 on 11 football. And I think Saleh's trying to build defenses that can stop that while still not giving up the deep pass, because a team like Philly, they'll beat you deep. AJ Brown down the sideline, Devontae Smith, if you dare them to. Prize Picks is sponsoring the Cone Zone this year. Prize Picks is the leader in daily fantasy and the best place to win cash while watching sports. And the best part about the app is it's really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do is pick more or less on a few players' stats. I'm a Niners guy. So, when I'm doing Prize Picks, I'm looking, the last couple of years, I'm looking at Deebo Samuel because I know Deebo Samuel better than Deebo Samuel knows Deebo Samuel. So if it's like drops, I'm taking more. Or if it's like punches thrown towards his long snapper on the sideline during the fourth quarter of a game, the 49ers will go on to win. I'm smashing more because I know the 49ers and I'm a Prize Picks guy. Now, maybe they didn't have those exact plays, but they have so many plays that'll make your head spin. And you can play Prize Picks in over 40 states, including California and Texas. Best part about it, is the new user offer. Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. So win or lose, you'll get $50 just for playing. That sounds like a win to me. Use promo code COHN, COHN, to claim your $50 today. Tell them Grant sent you.
They will. They'll go for it when they need to. I'm really intrigued to see what this new solid defense is going to look like now. Like, you've really got me thinking about this, and I think I might have to rewatch a bunch of his old tape and see what his defense were looking like, because I'm way too interested now, and I just don't know how he's going to do this, honestly.
Well, in the past, he used to have the D Ford type. That guy's gone. Also, he would have like the Richard Sherman type, or Richard Sherman, the 6'3" corner, right? And it was him and it was Akello. And that's what they wanted, because they were trying to play cover 3 or whatever. And now they play a lot more cover 4. They play a lot more coverages in general. And it seems like their corners are just smaller. Renardo Green's the biggest guy they have. He's like 5'11. Lenore's like 5'10. And Upton Stout's like 5'8. Met him today. He's cool.
You really got me freaking out over deep balls with this defense now. Like, now I'm like, AJ Brown, 6'4".
Like, I think okay, here's the thing. So why can the corners be smaller? I think in cover 3, you're really not going to get as much safety help. That guy's in like between the hashes. Yeah. So maybe being tall makes it a little bit harder for the quarterback to like get the ball. You really have to like throw it with a lot of touch and trajectory to get it over a 6'3" corner who maybe he's beat, but he's 6'3" with length and he can make the throw tough. Well, if you're playing 2 high safeties, you're not going to get as many deep passes anyway down the sideline. They're going to be trying to, beat you over the middle or just checking it down. So maybe you want corners who are a little bit more aggressive. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know anymore, man.
I'm trying to think like Robert.
Trying to really get into that head. I bet Robert was wishing he had like a Pat Surtain on this team right now. Like, and I'm not even trying to throw smoke at some of the corners. Like, I love D'Lo. I love him. Demo. Jesus. Sorry. Other sport.
Yo, so here's another thing that Robert Saleh was asked. I thought that was hella interesting. Someone was like, so is this kind of like 2017 when you're starting over from scratch? He was like, nah. We got Nick Bosa. We got Fred Warner. We got Demo. We got Renardo. We got really good players. Those are the 4 guys he listed. And he listed Renardo Green on a first name basis. I was like, oh, okay. Because I would agree with that.
That Renardo
Green. He said we got Malik. No offense to Malik, but he said Renardo. And I have to agree with that. He said we got D Winners. Watch out.
Yeah, I mean, hearing Renardo.
We got Jair Brown. Watch out. He didn't say that.
Yeah. Do you think in that statement, do you think Renardo Green goes ahead of Malik Mustafa?
Dude, I think Renardo Green has a chance to be a Pro Bowl cornerback as early as this year. I think he could be the breakout player on the team this year, even more so than Ricky Pearsall, who's probably going to get a lot of targets this year. A lot of targets.
You know what's crazy to me too? Oh, Cohn's a hater. Look at this man. I did not have Renardo Green being a Pro Bowler.
I've always liked Renardo Green. Love that pick.
I don't think he's got that, but I'm impressed that you do. Honestly, I
remember his first practice at rookie minicamp last year. He was matched up with Pearsall a bunch, and he won the matchups. And that didn't mean that Pearsall is bad. It just meant to me that Renardo's a dog. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It's easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals factor in the flavor with none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/Cohn50off and use code Cohn50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's Cohn50off at factormeals.com/Cohn50off for 50% off plus free shipping.
You could have that dog stuff to him, especially if you really think about like Demo being like the guy and him kind of being the secondary. They could be a scary corner duo, especially with their attitude too and their kind of swagger too. Like that could be pretty good. I'm kind of intrigued now. Okay,
I'm intrigued.
Maybe the playoff window's open.
I just feel
I'm
like
not doing that.
just because you have a bunch of rookies and young guys on the defense, it's no reason to write it off. I feel like we've seen the Rams and the Eagles do really well with young defenses. And there's one more thing I want to say. I feel like the 49ers have kind of had an identity crisis since Kyle's been there, because Kyle's the head coach and the offense has like the high profile players mostly. But to me, it's a defensive team. And when they've really made their runs, it's when their defense has been lights out. And I think they need to embrace that. And maybe they did in this past draft.
Well, be honestly, I'm really intrigued to see how some of these guys play in big games. Like that's it. Let's say they do make the playoffs. Like, how are some of these rookies going to do in playoff games? Like that's. Oh, I'm really excited, man. Football season can't come sooner, but I will say I'm loving playoff basketball. I don't
But
know
that's
if
what's so nice about football, right? Like they could struggle for September, October, November, but the fact that they go through those struggles might mean that they're playing like second-year players by the time the playoffs come around, or they could hit the rookie wall and all fall apart, and you lose in the first round of the playoffs and be like, oh, well, at least we got good experience. We'll get them next year. Probably more that one.
Yeah, probably that. I
that
guess it's that. Probably.
I feel like if the Niners make the playoffs, they'll take that as a win, even if they just make it after last year.
You think York would be accepting of that? I mean, yeah, with all the pay cuts,
Dude, his expectations, he lowered his expectations so long ago.